Today on Arlington Sentinel News, we take a look at why parking at UTA has become such a challenge this semester.
Find what 2 new laws could mean for small-town hospitals and ambulance services.
And what does AI hold for the future of journalism? Arlington Sentinel News starts now.
Welcome to Arlington Sentinel News. I'm Nehemiah Bowers.
And I'm Max Paulson. Thank you for joining us. It can feel like your head is spinning in circles after a long day, but for many students, that is what they have to do to find a parking spot. Our reporter Joshua Tipton takes us through the struggles of parking on campus and what to do.
It has become one of the most frustrating sights when arriving to campus on the morning of class.
Horrible, absolutely horrible.
This sign out front of the garages and the surface lots claiming that the student parking spots are full.
Every time I come to campus, there's a sign out there with an attendant saying it's closed. But people are leaving and going all the time, so you might have to go around the building once or twice to find a parking spot, but there are parking spots up there. And also, if you go to the top, there's parking too, but they're stopping. They have someone out front, but no one in the back.
Sometimes when it comes to parking on campus, it's a game of back and forth, cat and mouse, looking for one person that just so happens to be leaving campus upon your arrival, thus freeing up a spot to park. But not everyone is that lucky. Some students tell me they waited 30 to 45 minutes to find a parking spot, and by then, they're late for class. So what to do if you show up and there's no parking available? I asked some students for advice, and this is what they told me.
I think it's a good practice to get here about 30 minutes before class just to kind of gather yourself once you get on campus. But that also just means getting here even earlier than that, just in case there are no parking spots. So I would say somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour to show up.
I try to be here an hour earlier, and some people can't do that, but the best thing we can do is voice our opinion right now. And us as students, you know, we're paying for those parking spots that we can't even park in.
Joshua Tipton, Arlington Sentinel News.
Getting to campus earlier can go a long way, but for any further issues, be sure to reach out to UTA Parking and Transportation Services with these methods of communication.
Texas is taking steps to improve health care access in rural communities. Governor Greg Abbott signed House Bills 18 and 3000 at a rural health conference in Austin. The bills aim to support rural hospitals and expand ambulance services in underserved areas. Abbott says the legislation will help make health care delivery more efficient and sustainable for communities across the state. The new programs are now in effect, with funding expected to begin rolling out soon.
AI is changing the way newsrooms operate. But what does this mean for the future of journalism? Our reporter Nick Malone is here with us in the studio. Nick, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Max. A lot of people have been conflicted on if AI is a good or bad thing for journalism. Here, we take a look at different opinions on AI.
Artificial intelligence has been around for a long time, but it has become widely known and used within the past 3 years. ChatGPT debuted in 2022, and the use of AI has skyrocketed since then. In recent years that AI has become more used, the newsroom has changed drastically. AI reshapes the way that stories are found and written. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Journalism professor Jeff Campbell shares his opinion.
I think there's a place for AI in journalism, but I think that we have to do it carefully and with the utmost transparency.
There are a lot of people that say AI may cause harm in the field of journalism. Journalism major Alberto Gomez explains why he isn't a fan of AI.
I mean, we have rules that we have to follow, and I feel like if you're a journalist and you spend time studying and honing like the craft of it, you should know those rules, and you shouldn't really have to rely on AI.
Even though people argue that AI is harmful to journalism, some people would argue that it is helpful.
UTA Radio news employee Mercedes Garcia gives her thoughts on AI in journalism.
I think it's a little bit of both. It can definitely be helpful in correcting your grammar or structuring your script a certain way depending on the situation at hand. and forming questions depending on who you're interviewing.
We don't know where the future of AI and journalism is going, but we should be prepared for wherever it goes. Here's what Jeff thinks.
I think it's only going to get bigger. I know that the Los Angeles Times has some AI features.
Whether you like it or not, AI is here and it is here to stay.
AI may change the way stories are told, but the responsibility of being truthful in journalism remains human.
Coming up, we see how UTA celebrated a big accomplishment this last week,
as well as learn about a UTA student association that fosters community through culture.
and we tell you about a bakery that has been sharing its Mexican roots for over 3 decades. We'll be back.
There's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Now, the invisible barrier that comes at every turn for workers without a bachelor's degree.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more. I'm more than who I am on paper.
Alternative routes instead of a bachelor's degree. Ceiling.org. Find resources for break.
Last week was a very exciting time as we celebrated 130 years of UTA. Our reporter Joseph Salto shows us what those festivities looked like.
Everything you see here today, all of it, got its start 130 years ago. Not much more than a field away, we had a very different kind of campus.
UTA's 130th anniversary celebration week culminated in quite the party on Friday with their birthday bash at Brazos Park.
All year long, we've been marking this occasion with events, stories, and moments that celebrate our Maverick community and our incredible history.
Among the various tables was UTA Library, and I spoke with Director of Special Collections, Kara Newby, about what they do.
It means everything to be here celebrating the 130th birthday of UTA. We're with Special Collections, and we preserve the history of the university. We brought yearbooks from from the 1910s, from through the 1970s. We brought all kinds of different sort of giveaways that campus has done over the years.
And if the name of UTA's newest spirit horse, Maximus Aventus, is anything to go by, the greatest event has been years in the making.
It's not every day you get to celebrate 130 years of history.
Joseph Salto, Arlington Sentinel News.
It looks like they had plenty of fun last week. We can expect for UTA to continue offering quality education to their students in upcoming years.
UTA's Black Student Association is more than just a student club. I had the chance to learn more about the association that builds connection and culture on campus. The Black Student Association, also known as BSA, is creating space for connection and culture here on UTA's campus. Every month, the group hosts events that bring students together, from social gatherings to discussions to celebration of Black history and heritage.
BSA to me is a community that uplifts and educates the Black students here on campus. We run fun events on campus, just like this one we're having today, which was Are You Smarter Than a BSA Exec? And this one basically was having a family feud type style, just bringing the people together and making sure they have a good and fun time and getting away from the stress of classes or any type of stuff that happens outside of school.
Their goal is simple: build community and encourage involvement. Students say the events give them a sense of belonging and an opportunity to meet new people.
You know, having the whole community here together is great. I think it's a great thing to get everybody in one area. It's definitely a lot of fun. BSA goes great events, and I'm just glad to support them.
Whether it's a game night, a cultural showcase, or a panel discussion, BSA creates a welcoming environment for all students. For many members, joining BSA is more than just attending events.
This event is really about bringing the Black community together and, just have a lot of laughs and fun around, Sometimes school can be a little stressful, and we just want to be that group for y'all to come and, relieve some stress with us. That's all.
As you can see behind me is all of our past student presidents from our organizations, dating all the way from 1960 all the way until now. As you can see, UTA takes student organizations very seriously. If you want to learn more information or even join, go to uta.edu.com. Follow them on Instagram at UTABSA. They are always planning events throughout the semester for students of all races.
Here in Arlington, Marquez Bakery has been offering bread, food, and tradition to the community for 35 years. Reporter Mabel Cruz went to learn about the story behind this family place. Here's more.
Back in 1990, Jose Marquez opened a small business in East Arlington to serve the growing Mexican community. Today, 35 years later, Marquez Bakery has become a staple for locals and visitors.
My sister and I grew up in the business, and it feels like we've been here forever. And I think the most interesting part about what we do is just being a small part of so many different people's lives, and to some extent, a part of their families.
What started as a simple dream has grown into a full bakery, restaurant, and even a flour tortilla factory, all in the heart of Arlington's entertainment district. Here at Marquez Bakery, it's not just about good bread and good food. It's about traditions that have been passed down from generations to generations. Now Jose's daughters and grandchildren continue the legacy, serving Mexican and Tex-Mex favorites with a warm Texas welcome.
I need to go back to the bakery, and this is where I decided I'm happy. I like the movimiento, and it's a little bit, it's kind of scary because my grandpa, of course, started it, and I want to be able to continue on his legacy, and being a part of it here for the last year or so, it's really changed the way I view the bakery, and it makes me want to.
On Tuesday mornings, the restaurant comes alive with friendly competition during Loteria, a Mexican bingo game that brings the Hispanic community together. Whether it's playing Loteria, enjoying a hearty breakfast, or just picking up some fresh bread, Marquez Bakery continues to be a slice of tradition right here in Arlington.
To feel like they're at home, to feel like they're a part of the family, to know that once you're here, you're home.
From a humble business to a community favorite, Marquez Bakery shows that with good food and a big heart, you can create memories that last for generations. Coming up, we inform you about how to protect yourself this season from the flu.
And how one Arlington cafe is helping sheltered pets find their forever homes. We'll be back.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Arlington Sentinel News. Flu season is coming up, and our reporter Jay Chicinto here in the studio to help us inform us of what to do.
The CDC says that between the years 2010 and 2024, up to 52,000 people a year die from the flu. But what is the flu? NP Gina Jacinto tells us more.
The flu is a respiratory virus, typically seasonal, that generally starts with a lot of body aches, headache, fever, and then the runny nose, cough, and congestion.
How do you know if you have possibly contracted the flu? Phlebotomist Julissa Easter gives us more insight into how.
Body aches, headaches, runny nose, congestion, coughing, runny eyes, ringing of the ears.
There are ways that people can avoid contracting the flu.
Not be around big crowds, wash your hands a lot, and then if you get sick, go see your doctor, get that vaccine, be prepared for the flu season that's coming.
MA Sarah Woods says that different people should consider getting the vaccine at different times.
So the flu is most active during September to March. So depending on your immune system, most healthy people can get away with getting it in mid-October, and it will last them until January, February.
UTA Health Services recommends getting vaccinated by the end of October to be best protected before the start of flu season. Sarah Woods recommends getting a booster for later during the season.
The flu vaccine technically only has an efficacy of about 3 months. So if you get a booster again in January, you're typically covered for the entire season.
Yeah, so flu season's coming around and people should start getting prepared a lot. And you can go to influenza-vaccines.com so that you can look up on the website the zip code that you live in so you can find the people that give the nearest vaccine flu shot to you. Back to you, Max.
Pets aren't just our cute companions. They can actually benefit us. We were able to visit a local nonprofit to learn more about those benefits. Right here in the heart of Arlington lies the Cozy Cafe, a nonprofit that provides a comfortable environment for cats and people alike. Whether you're stressed out or just looking for a good time, these kitties are waiting for you.
We have the mission of saving kitties from shelters. That is our goal. Since December 2021, we are sitting at 410 adoptions.
Over 90 million households in the United States are home to some kind of pet. With this large number has come many studies that have been conducted to try to find the benefits of owning a pet.
They're finding a strong positive correlation with, parameters involving, psychological well-being, mood improvement, which is some of the research that I have done, and also physiological sort of parameters.
The Cozy Cafe is not only an affordable place for people to de-stress, but they also allow people to adopt the cats that they have here. With each adoption comes this interview to make sure that the kitten is going to a good home.
Still want to move forward past learning their background. We do an adoption process, which consists of like an interview. Your adoption application goes to our adoption board, which takes about 24 to 48 hours to get approval.
With all things come pros and cons. While there are a lot of benefits to pet ownership, if you don't approach it the right way, you may end up in a worse situation than before.
A lot of people want a pet and they don't understand the responsibility, and that's how a lot of dogs and cats get turned over to humane societies, because they don't realize the commitment they're trying to make.
Before making a commitment to a pet, make sure you are prepared to care for it and are ready for the challenges that come. Max Paulson, Arlington Sentinel News. You can find the Cozy Cafe on Instagram at cozy.cafe. That's all we have for this edition of Arlington Sentinel News. I'm Max Paulson.
And I'm Nehemiah Bowers. Make sure to check out our website to stay up to date. See you next time.